This is ABD8's Productions Review Show with me and A and
B.
and let's review the 2013 movie. Let's get ready to Today we'll be reviewing the summer review. First is Iron Man 3, starring Robbie Downey Jr. The movie was okay, but not the best Iron Man, I believe. It was a year after the Avengers incident, but they didn't expand on the aliens. And they even had Mandarin I've been waiting for, but he wasn't that great. But the rest of the movie was okay. There was more Robert Downey Jr. than there was Iron Man, so I gave the movie a B minus. Next up is Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, the movie was good, like the other one. J.J. Abrams really knows how to please nerds. Nerds like me. I've only watched Star Trek and Star Trek Next Generation, but my favorite has to be Next Generation. Like the other one, it was good. It was great. It was just like Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, which some people believed was just lazy and stupid. But I believed it was a great kind of remake, kind of revisioning of the movie and characters when they were younger. So I give this movie a B plus. This now we are going to do a movie called The Hangover 3. What'd you think of that?
Oh, it was good.
It was good. They had the regular cast with Zach Galifianakis, Ed Helms, Bradley Cooper, and the other guys I don't know. This movie was supposed to be the final in their trilogy of hangovers, but this movie had one thing that was absent: the actual hangover. I guess that's a different pace than the other two. Let's see, the first one was good. It was a good comedy. The second one was just the first one, but in Beijing. What'd you think of it?
Mm, It was okay.
Okay, so and the movie ended on point of The Hangover and Zach Galifianakis and Mich- and McCarthy got married, which they should get married in real life because they're so alike. So I gave this movie a D. Let's move on. Let's talk about the first funniest movie of the year. This is the end. Starring James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Craig Robertson, and Danny McBride. Now this movie was hilarious.
Indeed.
The movie was about the end of the world with comedians. They all were funny. They played on stereotypes people think of them, and they did very well. And, and it was a really funny look at the apocalypse from a Christian point, even though Seth Rogen's Jewish. it's, and it was his first time directing. I think he got a great directorial review. So I gave this movie an A minus. Let's go to the Man of Steel. Now, this movie was good, very good movie of the beginning of Superman.
Literally.
Literally, literally, they start out on Krypton, and we meet his mother and father and how their world was going up in shit, and they send Superman to Earth, where Kevin Costner was his father. Wow, really? Stoneface? Seriously, I think his acting was like that of a Stoneface. So anyway, the movie was awesome, had lots of action, lots of good special effects, and I believe Zack Snyder, the director, really liked to go into detail of the male body because there's a lot of man boobs. So this movie was good, and I can't wait for the sequel where he will fight or meet Batman that will play by Ben Affleck. In my opinion, it might be okay for Ben Affleck to play Batman. Sure, he did a terrible job in Daredevil, but you know what? Back then, it was the movies of superheroes were more campy, like Adam West, but movies nowadays are so serious and so blockbustery that he'll probably do a better job. What do you think?
Yep. And maybe you understand Batman this time.
Yep. Okay, we give this movie a B. Let's move on. Let's talk about Monsters University, the prequel to Monsters Inc. Well, the original cast was back, most of them. It was a different look like where did the two main monsters, Sully and the one-eyed monster, meet? And actually a college where they teach you how to scare, which is weird because you just scare, but what do I know? I'm human, right?
Yep.
So this movie is okay, but the original or sequel was better. Because this movie was no different from a regular college movie where they have like competition, frat, the loser. It was like watching Apple House or Revenge of the Nerds, but with monsters. So we gave this movie a C plus.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the other movie called White House Down. This movie, you're thinking, hey, wasn't there a movie called Olympus Has Fallen? Well, it's true. They both are the same kind of movie, the same premise. The White House is attacked, and there's only one guy that can save them: Gerard Butler or
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx or and Channing Tatum. This is what I call a double movie year. It's when two movies of the same plot are released in the same year, like Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down, A Survivor Report, and Mall that mall cop movie with Kevin James. Movies like that. White House Down. It was good. It was okay. It had a lot of action, a little less on the plot. But you know what? It was made by the same guy who did Independence Day. What do you expect? You're getting action and a little less plot. So it's good for a popcorn movie. I give this movie a C plus. Let's move on. Okay, let's go to Pacific Rim. This movie was awesome. It had robots, it had monsters, it had actors I never heard of before, and it was awesome. It was like watching anime in America. So I give this movie an A minus. Let's get a sequel in.
Adventure time!
Let's look at Red 2. Electric Boogaloo. The original cast was back except for Morgan Freeman, yes. This movie was like the first one. It had old people, it had old actors, plain old. So there's not much to say about that. So I gave this movie a C. Let's move on.
All your days are belong to us.
Let's look at Wolverine. I know, after Wolverine Origins, we thought this movie would suck because it's another standalone with Hugh Jackman. But you know what? It really was good. He did great action. It looked at how if Wolverine wasn't immortal all the time. And it was a good movie to the follow-up of next year's movie, X-Men Future State of Past, which I'm really looking forward to. So this is probably his last standalone movie for a while. So I gave this movie a B+.
Because I back traced it.
Okay, let's move on to our final review, The World's End! The World's End. The end of the trilogy of Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg's movie. First there was Shaun of the Dead. It was good for a zombie film, but still, I hate zombie films. But this one I can accept. I gave it a B+. Hot Fuzz. Probably the favorite of the three. I gave that movie an A. And now, let's look at The World's End. It was good. It was funny. It's probably the second best of the three. What'd you think? Awesome. You heard it? It was awesome. It was funny. A little sad ending, but you know what? It's the end of the world film, so it's not gonna have an always happy ending. Like this is the end. Had not so happy. Well, kind of happy ending, but still, it was the end of the world. So we gave this movie an A minus. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll review a single movie. You'll have to watch and see. Thank you for joining. Let's sign off.